Hey guys, just going to go over some rules today that I've really adapted to. The first one is try to only trade stocks in play. Basically, that's rule number one. Basically, by just trading stocks in play, just like this one in after hours. If it's in play, and then more people are watching it, and then if it does gain more interest and break price, then obviously you're buying at a better price and selling at even a better price for your profit taking. So that's very, very important. Only trading stocks in play. Usually I really only stay with Webull gainers unless we have some from another indication that maybe one of our members or something like that, I might trade that or at least look at it. And I just really want to see the tape moving pretty fast. Like I shot a video today, I really want it moving super fast. Because basically if there's more eyes, then there's more rise. So one of the first rules is only to trade stocks that are in play. So let me go ahead and go type these rules out for you real quick. Only trade stocks in play. So I use basically Webull gainers and any other ones you can find, ones that are moving. I think Luke has a couple different ones as well. So step two, I only make sure that I trade in the direction of VWAP. Basically, if a stock is above VWAP, then I definitely want to be trading long, and if it's below VWAP, then I definitely want to be trading short, because I want to basically ride the wave of other traders or larger traders, because we're really not trading enough to force the in. So trading in the direction of VWAP. So basically long if above, and short if below. One of my third rules is don't trade midday. If I trade midday, there's a lull there that we all know that's a lull, and basically we're trading at the wrong time of the day. Even if we had some today that were really nice and juicy, IBIX and all those. But if you trade midday, more than likely the big institutional traders that make all the waves that go up and down, we can't ride their waves because they're not there. So I don't like to trade midday much. So I try to quit my day a little earlier. 4, 3 strikes and you're out. What that means is if you are playing wrong and the stock is wrong, just make sure you get out. And if you just keep revenge trading, you need to just say, I need to get out. Part of it is just revenge trading, getting angry at a stock that didn't go your way. Maybe you read it wrong. And as long as you have that stop loss, just consider you read it wrong. I wouldn't even really do 3 strikes and you're out. I try to do 1 strike and you're out. I did one about 3 weeks ago and I chased it. No reason to chase it, not even my thing, and I did it. Thank God it wasn't that horrible. I made up on the next trade, but I did fall in the human play of, I got to show that stock. And you're not going to see anything. It's just somebody else is going to take your money that's in the room. All right, so now 5, we're just doing quick ones today. It's basically saying setting price alerts. That's one big thing I do a lot. Setting price alerts so I don't have to watch. And I really just set them at key levels. So if I was looking at this current stock, I would sit here and just draw one right about here. And then as it's falling, maybe another one around VWAP. So tomorrow morning, if it comes down, touches VWAP, I get alerted to kind of look at it. Then if it breaks VWAP and goes around here, then I'll be looking at it for a possible trade right here. Another one is this key level that it didn't break any higher than these 3 levels. So I would definitely be looking at this. And a good thing is maybe just to sit there and draw fibs on this play, looking for just one more target, one upward tomorrow morning. But set alerts and definitely above VWAP. That's a good way. And let's see if we can get number 6 on here without messing up the whole screen. 6 is setting a correct stop loss. That's usually where I have too tight of a stop loss or too little, but I'm basically trading for a certain momentum pop, so I have a pretty stop loss. And if I don't, so let's say we're taking this trade right here, and I want the stock to break here and go here. Well, my stop loss could be under 2 things. It could be under this candle that started the upward movement. If I'm crazy, I'd probably set it here under this candle just a little bit. So if the stock goes up, it goes down, then it goes up. Hopefully it's not going to pop that stop loss. Now obviously you see that's a pretty tight stop loss. So maybe mid candle or under the candle. And obviously it went to that target. I would have been take profit and got out. Obviously this is after hours, so you would have just done a limit order here and a limit order there for to sell. But right here, so let's say we're taking this trade when it breaks out. We think this is the confluent area. If you're a little safer, obviously that's the level that you're going to trade right over here when it breaks here. Or you could consider the flat tops. That's, you know, different, whatever you think you see. I will agree, like CMMD didn't break the high today, but it did break the level that somebody else wanted on a trade. And trust me, these are trades that actually happen. So this is the safer one, and this is a little aggressive. But either way, this stock obviously ran it. Even a more aggressive one's here. So let's say you're doing this one. Well, you would start the one at the upper trend for your stop loss. Let's say you're doing this one. You can just pick the next fib level if you did draw fibs on this first one right here. Because if it didn't really going to go, it's going to come down, and that's your safety net. And having a safety net is better than this. I had one, I did a lot of shares the other day, and it just hit and it kept going. So that'd have been 7,000 in loss, or just 500, and I made it up in 2 more trades right after that. But so if you're just setting a correct stop loss, because if the trade plan isn't correct, it's not going to fail. So it's not going to work good. So if it came up here and busted down real quick right after that, or it came right over this and busted down and broke down, you'd have been fine because you had a stop loss. So it's not gambling. And if you're gambling, well, you're not having a mental stop loss or a correct stop loss. Somebody said this is a stop loss for this one. That's really too big, because if a stock goes up here and then plays around, your trade probably wasn't ready to go at that time. It was probably going to go later, and you should have just waited for it to go, play again, then tighten up a little bit more at the bottom before it broke out. And then your stop loss would have been tighter, and you maybe entered the stock in on the very first try of breaking out. Now, obviously this one is probably the only one in after hours, but setting proper stop losses and setting your steps. So let's go over it again. Only trade stocks in play. I use Webull gainers, and maybe 1 or 2 from the room that we hear, because we are all very helpful to help each other. Trade in the direction of VWAP. If it's over VWAP, obviously the stock go up. If it was under VWAP, well, it's going down. And this stayed above VWAP, so you could have probably had 1 more trade here. Not an issue. But after that, once it broke down, you shouldn't be trading up when it's under VWAP. So very simple, but just very simple logical stuff you need to hear over and over again. Don't trade midday. I take a nap now because the big institutional traders. Now we had a couple good newses today, so we took them. 3 strikes and you're out. Don't revenge trade. Let's say you went for a trade here, like, oh, it's going to reverse. Well, you missed all the plays here is what you missed. And if you're trying to trade that and then you're just chasing it down the whole time, maybe it's going to bounce. Well, you missed the real plays above VWAP. And that goes back to the other rule. Setting price alerts. Like I said, tomorrow, set one right around VWAP or close to these 3 tries that failed right here at this area. Right here, set an alert there. And the last one is setting stop losses. I usually set it at this Fibonacci to give myself a little more wiggle room. Let's say I'm doing a bear flag and it's doing this. Well, if I enter here with confirmation, then my stop loss is going to be pretty tight. If I enter up here, it's probably going to be this one then. Because if I did it planned wrong, then it's going to go up and fail quickly. At least I'm out for less of a loss than a larger loss. Because if I planned it right and timed it right and read the tape right, that should have just happened just like that. Clean out the chute, maybe going up, retesting a little bit. But see, since my stop loss was below the candle that made that upward motion, that stop loss was not even close to that area right here. It was way up here. So those are just the 6 little tips. I hope any of those help you out. If you do, try to send my website to a couple other people. We're just trying to help people. I'm just trying to expand helping other people. So if you could share this link with somebody, maybe a couple other traders that we don't know, that'd help me out. Thank you so much, and happy profits.